Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to have one of my quickie impromptu unboxing videos. In these I don't put any hilarious intros or editing if I can avoid it. So we're going to do an unboxing. Often I do a real old school gem, sometimes a vintage one that I've bought on eBay. In this case just an old release where I've bought a new one on Amazon. So let's find out what it is. It's a classic fragrance from the very early 1990s and therefore something right up my street and from a very historic French company. I say company rather than fragrance house because it is a maison de jewellery, which is the people who made this fragrance. So I'll just give you a little bit of background information and see if you can guess the name of the company. You may already have guessed it, quite frankly. So this famous French company was founded in the year 1858 and they have a long and illustrious history of making extremely expensive jewellery, some of which is very beautiful. I went on to their website and checked out, for example, today randomly a ring called the Serpent Bohème ring, and that is currently, well, I found it on Harrods actually for £4,270. So they make some exquisite stuff, not the kind of thing I'm particularly interested in as I have no specific interest in jewellery. I have a couple of other fragrances from this house. Let's get stuck into it and then of course the big reveal will come, who on earth I'm talking about. So I've got my little box cutter here. Hope everyone's had a good festive season. I'm filming this at that time of the year if you're watching them. And we're heading to 2021 rapidly. Well, let's hope it's a good year. So this came pretty promptly from Amazon. I've got Amazon Prime, so it's kind of next day delivery, which is good going when you consider we've got that tricky time of year when the post is a bit slow. But I know not everyone loves Amazon. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Don't forget, if you'd like to join the Smelly Army Private Members Club over on Patreon, there's a link in the description to do that. It costs just $2 a month and you get an extra video from me every week, plus you get to watch everything I've already uploaded in there. We're building a really nice community, lots of interaction, and I'd love to see you in there. Seems to be protected by bits of paper rather than bubble wrap, which is fair enough, I think. All looking good, you may be able to see. So here it is. It's Boucheron, and the fragrance in question is Boucheron Pour Homme. I have the Eau de Parfum edition. This is available as an Eau de Toilette and an Eau de Parfum. The fragrance was originally released back in 1991, so it's been going for a very long time. Let's just, oh yeah, by the way, so I wasn't going to reveal this earlier because it would have given the game away. The person who founded this company was Frédéric Boucheron, of course. Okay, so now to be found on the Place de Vendôme, is that the word? Place Vendôme, sorry, in Paris, the sort of capital city of jewellery, maybe, for the world, and the Place Vendôme is very much the capital for jewellery within Paris, if you know what I mean. Okay, so let's check it out. I'm just going to try and alter the lighting here as I'm feeling that we're not getting enough light once again on the actual product. Does that improve it at all? Let's try that and see how that goes, shall we? So Boucheron Pour Homme, let's open up. Actually, no, before we do that, let's give you the note listing. So I bought mine for £32. It was on Amazon. You can get it on some of the other retailers. So it's pretty good value for 100ml Eau de Parfum. Funnily enough, yeah, a lot of the jewellery houses, when they make fragrances, they're sort of cheapies, actually. Note listing, got a lot of notes here listed on Fragrantica. It's a citrus aromatic officially, so I'll try and rattle these off quickly. You've got lemon verbena, bergamot, lavender, orange, basil, mandarin orange. Those are the top notes. The mid notes are rose, jasmine, carnation, ylang ylang, lily of the valley and orris root, so tons of florals. And in the base you've got oak moss, vetiver, incense, sandalwood, musk, benzoin, amber and tonka bean. The perfumer for this one is Raymond Chalian, or Raymond Chalian. I can't pronounce it brilliantly, but there you go. Some listings are also saying Francis Delamont and Jean-Pierre Bertart, but Fragrantica, no, I think, well, what happened there? Yeah, but base notes is just saying Raymond Chalian. So I'm going to give him the main credit. He actually did YSL's Pour Homme and Yves Saint Laurent's Opium, so a man with a pretty good illustrious history of making good perfumes. So let's get stuck into the fragrance and I'll give you my first impression. I think I might have smelled one of the versions, maybe the Eau de Toilette, like ages ago in a shop on holiday. You hardly ever see this or I haven't, in the main sort of fragrance stores in the UK alongside the other designer fragrances or whatever. So it's a vague memory that it was nice, but I can't say any more than that. Definitely one way we're expecting a nice citrusy fresh opening, and then some sort of old school notes. So an Inter Parfums creation you may be able to see on the bottom. Very nice box, not sort of fancy or expensive, but a tasteful combination of that kind of dark navy blue and gold, which I think will be reflected in the perfume itself. So there we go. Wow, look at that lovely, beautiful bottle design, as you would hope for from a maison de jewelry, and a very nice design indeed there with the lovely kind of jewelry-like cap. This is a slightly frosted yellow bottle, which you get with the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Toilette is exactly the same, but a non-frosted bottle. As far as I can tell, they have, well, I know they have the same note listing, and the one I actually read out was the official listing just for Boucheron Pour Homme, not specified on Fragrantica as EDP or Eau de Toilette. And that's very much what happened with their other big famous one, which is Jai Pour Homme, which came out a few years later. And with that one, you get exactly the same note listing and a very, very similar smell. So my hunch here is that the Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum of the Pour Homme, you're also just going to have basically the same thing in a higher concentration. Some people may argue they've tweaked the notes and what have you, but I really think it's just close to being exactly the same probably, but a different concentration. It's about time I actually smelt the darn thing. So let's get the lid off and have a look. Yeah, very nice bottle design, you can't argue with that, absolutely superb. So I've got my little spray card ready. I'll put a bit on my hand too, and let's see. A lot of people say the citrusy opening is lovely, which will make me happy. Let's do 3 sprays, give it a quick shake, and let's tell you what I smell. I can smell a little bit in the air already, it's always interesting. Oh, I tell you what, I love what I'm smelling in the air already. Oh wow, yeah, actually it's better than I remember smelling it years ago in the shop. I was a bit nonplussed, I think then. I think that's why I didn't buy it for ages. Okay, well, yeah, definitely. If you're an old school fragrance fan, the opening will please your nostrils. Very, very much a classic green bitter opening. Citrusy, but, you know, not... the description of it as a citrus aromatic probably isn't quite accurate. I think one of the things I saw on the Boucheron website mentioned fougere, and indeed there's a lot more going on in this one than your typical citrus aromatic. Very, very sharp, citrusy, natural opening, kind of powdery as well at the same time. Green and verdant as well. Very, very pleasant indeed. I'm enjoying the opening a lot. I'll just put a little bit on my skin too, because it's often a different experience, isn't it? So I'll do 2 on the hand. And we'll give that a go too. Okay, so you've got a really, really nice, beautiful citrusy opening. Definite old school kind of oak moss vibe. Of course, that's officially a base note, but you know, all the notes are there at all times. They just, some of them become more prominent at different stages as the thing develops on skin or clothing. Okay, very, very nice, fresh. A lot of people are saying the florals really come through after a while. Some people are saying the opening's lovely and then they don't like the dry down because it becomes too stuffy or old-fashioned. A lot of people are saying very much a mature person's fragrance. So for me so far, yes, if you like things like YSL's Pour Homme, the original from 1971, you'll like this. If you like Armani Eau Pour Homme, you're going to enjoy this fragrance. I'm definitely getting some hints of a little bit of almost an animalic undertone to this one. Nowhere near Koros levels, but yeah, a hint of that 80s kind of animalic, leathery, musky vibe, which may or may not work for everybody. So it will be interesting to see how the dry down develops. First impression, absolute classic, gentlemanly type stuff. Nice citrusy opening, but definitely this hint of rather more challenging things to come, which you may or may not find to your liking. So really, really interesting, intriguing fragrance. Glad to add it to the collection. I guess the geeky collector part of me now thinks I must get the Eau de Toilette, although frankly, I think they will smell very, very similar to one another. Let me know if you've tried Boucheron Pour Homme. First impression, very positive and a thumbs up. A complex, citrusy opening with hints of a great deal more to come. Powdery notes coming through and a real old school 80s oak moss. Everything but the kitchen sink type undertone that you get in a lot of those 80s, almost, you know, dare I say, powerhouse fragrances. Of course, this one slightly later. 1991. Don't forget, guys, I've got a code for you, Smelly10. That gives you 10% off at executiveshaving.co.uk. There's a link in the description. Apart from their shaving stuff, there are some stunning fragrances available there. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Whatever you're doing in life, let's project. Bye-bye.